The hip hop school, past and present.
Nas was just completing one of his albums, and he was hanging out with Nore that day. And so Nas heard this track from us that he really wanted. Mm-hmm. But his budget had just closed, and they were talking to Sony, trying to get them to open the budget just so he can record this record. And Sony said no. So before they left, Nore hearing the track, he was like, let me hear that again. I want that. Don't get rid of that. And he took the song. But he didn't realize that I had me from that track in Miami like 3 months prior, because Nore's from that neighborhood as well. So, but he was riding high on the what songs, you know. I don't think he paid attention to the music. And Mark, knowing that I knew Nore, he was like, hey, Butcher, y'all have to go to the studio, lay the music, and get out of the studio. If Nore sees you, he's going to have a fit, because he's under the auspice that Tony Polk produced the song, not knowing that y'all are part of the Trackmaster team. And so we went and tracked it, and just as we were leaving, Nore walks in the door. He's like, Butch, what up? It's like pounds. I kept it moving. And Mark was like, yo, dude, I got an earful. He was like, what is Butch and CJ doing in the studio right now? And he was like, you didn't know they were the Trackmasters, you know? He's like, I thought Tony Polk did that. He said, no, it doesn't matter. Tony Polk was the face of the Trackmasters. They didn't do all the music. They had a crew of producers, Spanador, and all these other cats that did the music. So he was like, yo, so he sucked it up and was going to do the record, which was going to be a single. Him and R. Kelly was supposed to do the song together. R. Kelly heard it, and Jive, they were all on Jive. Both were signed to Jive at the time. It was like, yo, I'm in. Let's do this record. What happened was R was working on his album, coming off I Believe I Can Fly. He was working on his new album and wouldn't leave his compound. He told Nore to come to Chicago to record the song. Nore was like, no, you coming to New York to record. And they started beefing, and the song never got done.
So,
and the label was he wasn't even on the label anymore. Like Nore wasn't even on Jive anymore. So I don't know if it's something not getting that done, but there would have been a powerhouse of a record. Like it would have been definitely probably the biggest record he had.
Damn. So you produced a track that was supposed to be a single for Nore and R. Kelly.
Yes, R. Kelly was going to be on the song with Nore. He agreed to do the record with Nore. Trackmasters pulled the two together. When they heard it, they was like, "This is a bona fide hit," because it wasn't my typical gutter underground hard stuff. It had a very melodic tone to it that was definitely radio friendly. And when they heard it, it was like, "R. Kelly has to be on this record." And Jive, you know, that was their biggest artist. They was like, "Yeah, we're going to make that happen." And then the two just couldn't get in the studio. They were, you know. I don't know. It just never happened, you know, unfortunately. I just knew I was about to do that news. But it didn't go down that way. So
that would have been fire.
Right.
Let me ask you this. Were you around when 50 Cent came out with his diss track to everybody? How to Rob?
So
were you around then?
Yes. I lived in Jamaica Estates, and Kane lived around the corner from me. I lived in a town co-op. And 50's crew lived in my building. So his main dude, Prince, was there, you know, and they were desperately trying to get me on 50's project, which I kicked myself in the butt for. I was so consumed with the FUBU project. I didn't submit to the project, but I love it. I mean, I love Fifth was one of my favorite artists. And when he hit the scene, dudes knew it was trouble. That dude was coming with a vengeance. And luckily he was with the Trackmasters. He was with Jam Master Jay first, who kind of really groomed him. He was with Black Hand. He started through Black Hand. I think he got to Jam Master Jay and then ended up with the Trackmasters. But all those scenarios fell apart. And then he got shot. And he came back, you know, he got in the gym, got cut up, put out his mixtape, which probably blew up bigger than any record coming out of New York. His mixtape was the hottest thing in New York at the time. And then that's when Eminem and Dre reached out to him and signed him.
Damn. Yeah, because the Get Rich or Die Trying was one of the most highly anticipated albums at that time, and when it was an instant classic.
Instant classic. See, because again, he was groomed. So Fifth was all about writing songs, and he knew what the public wanted to hear, and so he put together a masterpiece. And that's why if you listen to Eminem talk about him in the studio, they were all intimidated by him because they said this dude walked in the studio within 2 weeks, recorded like 40 songs. Hits. Most artists will give you maybe 3 singles. This dude had 40 singles. And that's like if you're an artist, that's beyond intimidating to hear. You know, somebody walk in the studio and record single after single after single and just blow everybody's mind. You know, like dude was on a train that no one could catch. Like he was killing people.
Well, you gotta think 50 and Kanye West, they had that battle about when they dropped who was gonna sell the most records. In order for you to be able to go toe to toe with a Kanye West, you that guy.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
you know, like
50 been that guy.
You that guy, because even when it happened, when they put out that bet, it was one of those things where nobody was saying, "Oh, he's crazy," or "This person is crazy," or "It's going to be a landslide." That was highly anticipated as well, because it could have went either which way because they were so huge.
Exactly.
And Kanye West was one of those people that you didn't want to go up against. And for 50 to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to sell more than you," and he was confident in that.
Oh yeah.
It goes to show how powerful he was at that particular time.
Yeah, and Fifth wasn't backing down to anybody. So as much as cats love Kanye, he was nothing to Fifth. So Fifth was like, "I'm gonna knock this dude out of my way. You're a pin. I'm the bowling ball. Get out of my way, dude." Like he wasn't letting anyone stop him, and he was determined to do it. You know, he had a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, he lost that battle. You know, but he stayed.
He lost that one. He lost that one, but he done won the war to me.
Yeah,
he
look
at him now. Look at him now.
I mean, Fifth's first album did 10 million records. You know what I'm saying? The second one did 5 million records. You know, so they were all doing their thing, and a lot of it, they know at the end of the day, it was really no beef. They were hyping each other up. They were getting publicity for both. Which helps sell both albums, you know. So
exactly, because they're both marketing geniuses anyway.
Exactly,
they're both marketing geniuses.
That's what it was. And so the public thought it was beef. They got all absorbed with it. Them two knew they were playing games, and it helped both. They both thrived with that. So it was great for both.
Yeah. Hey, so we just talked about 50. We done talked about a lot of great Queens MCs, man. So give me your top 5, man. Give me your top 5 Queens MCs, man. I was gonna say number 1, but I ain't gonna put you out there like that. Give me your top 5, man.
I'm gonna just go with just because I know a lot of my brothers are watching this. So all of my dudes that didn't get out there, Snow, Mikey D. There's a lot of cats that didn't get there who should have been there with everybody else.
Peace to everybody in the chat. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I gotta. You got LL, of course. Let me see. LL, Pharaoh, Nas. I gotta throw Graf out there, even though Graf is not as successful as those cats. Graf is an absolute monster. And the 5th person I would say, I do Akinyele. I know Akinyele doesn't get a lot of respect. Cats you wasn't running up on Akinyele, bro. Our rappers will tell you weren't running up on Akinyele. The general public may not know that.
Akinyele was a shit. Akinyele was a shit back in the day.
Yeah, he was a monster. He was not playing. So I'm gonna throw Akinyele in as well.
The Hip Hop School, Past and Present Podcast.